Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. I have discovered some of the worst veterinary medical advice on the entire internet. Yes, I know that is quite a large claim, but in this video we're going to discuss the latest in breeder hacks for treatment against parvo and pyometra, because we all know the best medical treatment always comes in the form of hacks. But before I do that, guys, you can please smash that juicy green like and subscribe button, and let's get started with the video. The solution? Green juice. Yes, the product is called green juice. I'm not kidding, that's the actual name of this medication. Earlier this year, a breeder took to TikTok and YouTube to advertise this so-called secret parvo and pyometra treatment that has apparently been kept by bully breeders for a number of years. This announcement was the first time I've ever heard of green juice, and knowing what I know being a vet for 14 years, I was skeptical to say the least. Turns out they didn't teach us about green juice in school. Now, as you can imagine, this green juice has some serious red flags for me, so let's break them down one by one. First and most obvious question for me is, what is in it? The answer is no one except the creator of this product seems to really know, and the creator themselves apparently do not divulge to prospective buyers what's in the medication. One commenter on YouTube puts it nicely. Quote, "The reason he won't disclose the creator of the green juice is because the person who created it is likely not a veterinarian and therefore is practicing veterinary medicine without a license. Practicing veterinary medicine without a license carries variable fines and penalties listed by state, but is universally considered illegal across the country. I did a fair amount of digging online to see if I could find any clues as to what's in this mysterious green formulation, and frankly, not much comes up. Bottles themselves don't seem to have an ingredients label, which is so beyond a red flag I can't even process it. I actually reached out to this online pharmacy I found that does sell this medication, and this pharmacy was not able to tell me what's in it because it's quote-unquote proprietary. Thanks, online pharmacy. By the way, as a side note, I would never order from an online pharmacy that doesn't have proper accreditation. If you're not sure about this, you can search the NABP website for accredited digital pharmacies. If an online pharmacy doesn't have this accreditation, I would never use it. Simple as that. In my research for green juice, all I was able to find was rampant speculation from various comments on social media pages and anecdotes about how it contains various antibiotics, supplements, homeopathic compounds, etc. Now, apparently when you order this, it comes with instructions from the creator on how to give it. I thought the first paragraph of these instructions were quite hilarious. It says, "Parvo cure is the ultimate cure for parvovirus," followed by, "This product is not intended to treat or cure any disease." So which is it? Anyways, with the instructions, you can see that they recommend giving it alongside penicillin. It stands to reason that green juice is probably not penicillin. In a different set of instructions for kennel cough, yet another condition this is being sold as a cure for, the instructions list giving it alongside clavamox and doxycycline, conveniently the treatment for kennel cough. And for yet another thing, it apparently cures Giardia and Coccidia. These are GI parasites commonly seen in puppies. It lists giving the green juice alongside TMS and metronidazole, also coincidentally the treatment for Giardia and coccidiosis. So I think it stands to reason that green juice does not contain the following antibiotics: clavamox, doxycycline, penicillin, TMS, and metronidazole. Now, I saw some comments throughout my social media searching of people claiming that it is enrofloxacin or Baytril, which is another antibiotic. I suppose it could be that, but it seems weird to me that it would be enrofloxacin when the pharmacy websites that sell it list it right next to enrofloxacin. That just doesn't make much sense. I think it is also unlikely that green juice is just enrofloxacin. I was able to find one video on YouTube promoting the use of this green juice, and it's by the same creator from TikTok that led me to discovering this entire nightmare in the first place. Like others, this creator doesn't seem to know what's in it and was never told by the seller either. Why you would go ahead and inject your dog with a completely unknown mystery compound is beyond me. At one point in the video, he even states how the bottle he got comes with no label whatsoever, so he has no idea what he's about to inject his dog with. Okay. And honestly, it's somewhat saddening to see so many people desperately trying to get their hands on this, what I would consider to be snake oil. Why in the world would anyone buy a mystery compound to inject their dog with that, oh, by the way, costs $200 a vial, not knowing what the compound even is? Honestly, I feel so bad for these poor dogs getting injected with this unknown substance. I cannot get past the poor judgment here. What do I think is in green juice? Well, for the reasons I mentioned, I don't think this is just an all-in-one antibiotic medication. It's kind of tough to mix multiple antibiotics into one injectable liquid. They oftentimes don't stay in solution and they'll tend to crystallize and form weird solids on you. My suspicion here is that we're dealing with some sort of either vitamin or supplement injection, like maybe vitamin B complex, perhaps mixed with some sort of homeopathic or holistic medication of some kind. You can find all sorts of holistic parvo treatments online, none of which I would recommend, but I would tend to think it's something along those lines rather than a specific antimicrobial drug. But I don't know for sure. And I mean, this could be antifreeze for all I know. I really hope it's not that though. Here's where I need your help. I think the only way to get to the bottom of this and find out once and for all what this stuff actually is to have it analyzed by some kind of either analytical chemistry lab or a forensic lab of some kind, and run this compound through something like a mass spectrometer to see what is actually in it. I don't know if this is even possible, but if anyone out there knows a laboratory that is able to test an unknown substance and determine what's in it, I'd be very interested to hear from you. So please either DM me, email me, or leave a comment below. The most obvious medical or welfare concern I have is the simple fact that people are now readily injecting unknown substances into their already sick dogs. But more specifically, there's a couple other things to consider with these injections. The first concern I have with these injections is the potential for severe skin reactions and tissue necrosis. Certain substances are not supposed to ever be injected subcutaneously, meaning under the skin, in pets, and since we don't know what the green juice even is, the potential for severe reactions is real. One user on Instagram reported a severe skin reaction causing essentially a degloving injury to a French bulldog puppy after it was administered a parvo cure subcutaneously. Now, in all fairness, we don't know exactly what medication was given or if this was green juice. The account holder didn't say, and they indicated they didn't know what it was. But this type of problem is something that has the potential to happen when you inject certain substances subcutaneously, and since we don't know what's in green juice, it stands to reason this is a risk. Another point of concern I have is the potential for injuring the sciatic nerve during this injection. A sciatic nerve block is sometimes indicated for certain surgical procedures to help with pain management, and the danger in having an untrained person inject things into the back of the leg here is twofold. One, this unknown substance could be injected into the nerve directly and cause who knows what sort of damage to the nerve. And two, the actual mechanical injury from the needle itself. In both cases, sciatic nerve damage can result in severe weakness and inability to use the limb properly, and if it's bad enough, that can be permanent. But in general, it's just a really bad idea to have people injecting their dogs with medications without direct teaching and supervision from a veterinarian. Now, you've probably gathered this by now at this point in the video, but I would absolutely not, under any circumstances, recommend giving green juice as a treatment for anything, and I cannot recommend strongly enough that you stay as far away from this medication as you possibly can. And despite the anecdotes and claims touted by many of the commenters on social media who have used this product, I highly doubt that it does anything of benefit to any of the diseases it claims to cure. Oh wait, I'm sorry, this is not a cure. I should have read the fine print. This is not a cure. My mistake. Now, my gut tells me that if dogs were to get better with this injection, they probably would have just gotten better anyways. My sense is that this is probably placebo in cases where it seemed to help. And that's especially since the instructions say to give it alongside standard treatments for these conditions in the first place. And one final note, if at all possible, I am going to try and figure out how to have this compound analyzed with a chemistry lab near me. I admittedly have had my curiosity piqued as to what green juice could possibly be. So I'm going to try and get my hands on some of this green juice and have it analyzed with a chemistry lab at one of the universities near me. Maybe in a future video we can discuss some laboratory findings on this substance and see once and for all what's in it. Also, I'd like to encourage the AVMA or any other sort of regulatory bodies to be aware of this problem and please do something about this. Again, I feel like the AVMA, maybe the FDA, state authorities, I don't know who needs to be made aware of this, but please investigate this. I beg of you to investigate this. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you know anything about this substance or its origins, please hit me up. And if you liked what you see here today, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.